All right, guys. You know, the sport of mixed martial arts has a lot of family members that are also competing. You look back at some of the more honorable ones, like the Nogueira brothers, and I believe that our next guest is half of one of the future greatest families to compete in mixed martial arts, I guess, if that makes any sense. Joining us today is Dhiego Lima. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm phenomenal. It's an honor to have you. We just saw you in action in Fort Lauderdale against Court McGee. You don't look like you took too much damage, man. That was a very entertaining fight. It was a split decision? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it should have been a unanimous one.
I couldn't agree
but,
anymore.
But, you never know with these judges, man. You just never know.
Now, that's one of the things, man. It's like they always say never leave it in the hands of the judges. Like I said, I think you did enough to get the nod there. I don't know what the deal was. I'm trying to pull up the scorecards real quick to see what exactly they scored it. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, 30-27. I had scored it for you 30-27. I remember that now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then when they said that one first, I was like, oh, we clearly got these. And then they gave the ham. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Like, come on.
Right here are my notes, actually, from the event. 30-27, Lima.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I hear they have a real drug problem there in Florida, so, you know, it's whatever.
You never know, right? Hey.
Now, we've seen you 2 times in about the past 6 months. One time was an amazing knockout over Chad LaPrice. And then, like I just said, we saw you against Court McGee. What are the plans for the rest of 2019? Do we plan to maximize the next 7 months, or are we trying to take it easy and only get 1 or 2 more fights?
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't know when I'm going to fight yet, but for sure I want to get 2 more in this year, you know. And then we'll see if I stay healthy and everything, but that's definitely the plan is to get 2 more this year.
Very doable. Is there any destinations that you'd like to fight?
No, we'll just see. They got so many events now, man, with the ESPN deal, so you know, there's events everywhere, and, you know, they got, about 3 a month every month until the end of the year. So, you know, there's plenty out there, you know, but it doesn't matter, man. It's just whatever I get offered, you know, I jump on it.
I think the UFC runs for 48 weeks out of the year, out of the 52-week year. They're running.
See, so there's plenty to pick from.
Exactly. Now, Randall actually pointed this out. He's not with us right now. He said that you are the most successful person on the Ultimate Fighter TV show. You've won 8 fights on there. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
8, was it 8 or 6? 4, I think 7.
I'd have to look into the history here.
7, no, I believe it's 6, man. Adam Schraub, Tim Williams, Roger Zapata. Yeah, so 6 of them.
6 of them, yeah. 6 of them.
6 in the house, yep.
And that's pretty impressive. I like the submissions, the Tim Williams submission specifically.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite one too.
I mean, it's a shame that they don't do. Did they get any awards for the season?
Yes, on that show I won both of them.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah. So on that one I won 2 of them. So it was a good year.
Yeah, man. Now, what are the bonus structures like for that? You get extra money, right?
Yeah, they pay you for being there, and then if you get a finish, you get a $5,000 bonus. And then what else? And then that's it, like finishing bonus only. Like there's no win bonus or anything. And then at the end of the season, you got the performance of the night, 2 performance, and fight of the season. You know, so those are the 3 at the end. But you know, you only get paid for fights if you get a finish.
And you see, I don't want to get into all the contractual stuff. I don't know if that's anything that you're allowed to talk about with the Ultimate Fighter. One of the things I wanted to make sure I talked about while I had you here was your brother Douglas. Obviously, he's a very busy man. He's in this welterweight tournament. Probably got him slated to win there. I don't see anybody really stopping him. Now, How are you keeping him prepared for this tournament?
Man, just training, you know. We train a lot, man. We don't stop training ever since he fought the Russian, you know. Koreshkov, he didn't stop training, man. And, you know, and that's the thing with change, you know. We used to train hard just when we had fights, you know. And the mentality now, you know, we're always training. There's no time off, you know. If of course, you don't have to kill yourself, but we're always training, man. We're always in shape, you know. Our diet's much better now, and you know, just change, man. A lot of experience now, and you know, just feel much better now.
Yeah. And how do you help your brother to prepare for a fight like against MVP? Because he's a weird fighter. He does some weird shit in the cage. So how do you
Yeah.
help for that?
Man, we prepare him, like any other fight. But the sparring, man, we just try to mimic him. I try to spar with my hands down, like moving and dancing. But with Douglas, man, just sparring like that with him, it's dangerous, man. Like you get punched, you're like, ugh, because I'm not used to fighting like that. So it's definitely different, But my brother's sharp, man. He prepared very well for it, and it's gonna be huge, man. It's gonna be a huge night for us.
Yeah. With your brother having a unanimous decision against Paul Daly and Michael Venom Page looking like maybe one of his toughest fights was against Paul Daly, do you feel like your brother have some did he see some gaps in his game, like his striking or his grappling? Do you think your brother sees some weaknesses in Michael Venom Page?
Definitely, man. For Daly to take a guy down, I don't know how many times he took him down. There's definitely weakness there, and on the stand up as well, man. The way when you pressure him, the way he tries to run out and move, there's a lot of openings, but that's just a guy you have to be patient for, and that's the mindset with my brother. Like you can't rush a guy like that. You can't, you have to be very careful, man. You have to pick your spots and. Cut the distance. That's the thing. Daly's a guy that fights with distance. So, and everybody knows that, man. But it's a real tough style to beat, So that's why nobody has figured him out yet. But, I believe my brother's going to be the one. It's a hard stylistic fight for anyone just because he's so weird, man, the way he fights. But we'll be ready for that.
And I mean, this has just been crazy. You went from your fight camp and you got this one, this fight Saturday with your brother. What has this been one of the crazier times of your career, or have you guys had back-to-back fights like this before?
Oh no, we always have back-to-back. It's usually like a week apart, 2 weeks apart. So it's pretty much been like that the whole time, man. Ever since we started our career, it's been like that. So we're used to it. We're definitely used to it.
And just one last thing about your brother real quick. What would you say would be more important to him, getting the Bellator or welterweight championship back or getting to the UFC?
Definitely getting the championship back. Definitely, man. It's something that, it was a really close fight with Rory, and, he's got that in the back of his head, and, he definitely wants that belt back, man.
Now, where do you want to be a year from now?
UFC champion, man. UFC belt.
Oh.
I like the confidence. Now,
yeah.
How do we?
You got to, man.
How do we get there?
Man. I believe in my skill, man, and now everything's clicking, and I believe in myself, man. And I'm telling you guys right now, man, it's gonna happen.
Well, I was gonna say you're looking a lot better this first time or the second time around in the UFC than you did the first time, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. You've developed so much more as a fighter. You know what I mean? And it's amazing to see how much more well-rounded you are now versus then. It shows that you can grow amazing amounts in that amount of time.
For sure, man. I always believed it, man, and it didn't click before. It's all in God's timing, and it just happens. Now I got all the experience, everything's clicking, and we're just riding that wave, that positive wave, and we're just gonna keep it going.
It was just over 3 years that you spent outside of the UFC, I believe, or just under 3 years?
Yeah, he was right under. He was I think at 2 years. So
now, what did you do in that time to turn everything around and make yourself who you are now?
Train, man. That never stop training, Just learning and learning, learning how to train better, learning how to take care of the body. And, mostly taking care of the mind, like the mindset, and just that's the biggest thing, man. It's just the mindset, learning how to believe in myself, and that's the hugest thing. The bigger thing that happened is that,
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you. You said that you want to fight 2 times this year again. So do you have any plans on fighting someone? Do you have someone you want to fight next?
No, there's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys that's coming off big wins that, we're kind of on the same radar. radar. So, it's whoever they give me, man. There's plenty of guys out there, man. There's a lot of guys coming off good wins, and I'm just taking my time, man. Fighting anybody, it doesn't matter. Just working slowly my way up to top 20 guys, and then top 15, top 10. Taking my time, man. I'm patient. I have plenty of years left. And I'm not gonna get a win and call out a top five guy. It's like it doesn't work that way, man. I'm here I want to take my time, and slowly but surely we'll get there. I'm not trying to rush anything. And when I do get there, though, I'll be ready.
Now, what if they called you? First I should ask, what is your medical suspensions from Fort Lauderdale? Was it only like a 7-day or 14-day type of deal?
Oh, yeah, I believe so. It was just that. I'm should be cleared already.
So, what if they call you and want you to fill in last minute? You taking that fight?
It depends, man. It depends on who it is, If it's a fight if it's worth it, then I'll do it for sure. But, if it's just a normal fight, it's not worth it. It's not going to do anything for my career, then not, If I have a full camp, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter ranked guys or not. It doesn't matter. But short notice fights, you got to be careful with those, because it can hurt you. And, sometimes, of course, it can help. If it's a ranked opponent, of course, man, you got to jump on the opportunity. But if it's an unranked guy or somebody that does nothing for you, short notice is not the way to go. I've made that mistake before, and, I won't do it again unless it's really worth it.
So would you say the only way that you would take a short notice fight at this point in time is if there's a number next to the name?
Yeah, for sure. Or somebody who's coming off a big run, that everybody's talking about. Like, if nobody's talking about the guy or something like that, it's not worth it.
And then I just want to get into a couple of... I'm trying to make sure this is quick. I know you said you got to train with your brother here in a little while. Good. What was your inspiration to get into mixed martial arts?
Man, my brother, man. I started because of him, At the time, I was in high school. He was already training. He was already fighting. And, I was playing football at the time. And when I done, I wasn't going to go to college or anything like that. So I was like, all right, we'll start. Man, never look back.
And you were a fan before you started fighting?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We used to watch every fight, We used to watch all the Pride days, like Vanderlei Silva, Rampage. We always used to watch those. So that's where we started.
We just talked about Cole Smith in his UFC debut walked out to the Pride theme on Saturday in Ottawa. And that was the best thing I'd ever, you know what I mean?
Which fight was that?
It was I think it was the first fight, Cole Smith and Mitch Gagnon. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. They don't show the walkouts on ESPN+.
They did this time. They did this time around.
Oh,
yeah.
Did they? Man, I watched the fight. I must have missed it.
Yeah, dude. See, that just I was so happy because that was my ringtone, and every once in a blue moon when my phone would ring.
I've been on some local shows that guys walked out, and it's just it's definitely a crazy feeling.
Oh man, it's there's no better walkout theme.
No.
So what goes into you picking your walkout song while we're on the topic?
Man, it just depends, It just depends. I'm into a lot of gossip right now, man. So I've been coming out to, God's Not Dead. So, something huge, it touches me, and, I get pumped from it, and, that's it. I've been stuck on that for a while, and, I don't want to change it.
What would you say is your biggest motivator to continue fighting?
Man, probably my kids and family, getting a better life for them, and, I just love it, man.
And how much weight do you typically cut?
Quite a bit. It's usually, I'll start camping around, let's say 200, 195, around there. And then, fight week, I cut about 15, but it's just the water weight and all that, so it's not too bad.
Do you cut weight with your brother just to help him, for his fights? Or
Oh, yeah, for sure, training with him, but then when he gets in the sauna, I'm like, no, it's all you, man.
I can't do the saunas, man. Oh.
Yeah.
No, I do jacuzzis and hot baths,
There you go.
Yeah. So the next UFC pay-per-view is in Brazil. So are you excited about this pay-per-view? And do you want to fight in Brazil?
Definitely, man, definitely. I'm excited, but it's, the same night as my brother, so I won't be watching. I'll probably be watching it the day after. But, definitely excited. And then, man, yes, that's for sure, man. I think they go back there in November. So we'll see if everything works out. We'll try to get on that one. And, I don't know if it's the last time they're going to go there this year, that in November. So, but definitely, that's something I'm looking forward to, man. Definitely looking to fight there.
Yeah.
Now, with the Ultimate Fighter, you played around a little bit with middleweight. Was there any potential of seeing you back there again?
We'll see. Probably in the future. Right now, I found a home there. Welterweight feels good. Like, I don't have a problem making it. Once I start having a problem making it, that's when I'll think about it. But as of right now, it's good. I just turned 30, so, still doing it fine. So it's not bad right now.
You're just coming into that prime.
Exactly. So I'm feeling good at it.
You look like you're feeling pretty good, not too far out from a fight, and like you don't look like you got marked up at all. Everything's healed up nicely if you did. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, no, man, it was good. My I was feeling my leg a little bit, from kicks and throwing kicks, but that goes away in about a week. So you're feeling good, man. Right back in the training and just staying in shape.
And so we've kind of already covered how soon you would like to fight. You said there's no particular card you wanted to get on, no destinations you want to go to. There isn't any names you want?
No, not right now, man. We'll see. We'll see what they offer, because usually it doesn't matter anyways. You try to go one way, and then they offer you somebody completely different. So, it's not time for that yet. It's not time for that yet. I'm just waiting. Whatever gets offered, we'll take it. I don't pick any fights, and whatever happens, man. I'm always ready for anyone.
And I would be ashamed of myself if I didn't bring up the fact that you were a Titan FC welterweight champion as well. We've done some work with Titan FC. Now, talk to us a little bit about that experience.
Oh, man, that was nice. That was pretty much brought me back to the UFC, So that was a huge win, man. Winning that belt was a huge win, so that was something definitely exciting, a big part of the off season to make it back to where I was, to where I got. So, Titan, that's definitely something that's always in my mind, man. I loved it. It was a great experience.
And, Jesse Taylor, he screwed up again. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, he's got to live with the consequences. It's nothing like I don't judge him for it. It's, man, he's got to live with those consequences. It's all on him. It sucks, but I respect him and all he did, and it just sucks, man. I wish him the best, man. I wish they wouldn't have fired him, but I don't know. Don't know why, and they waited a year. They waited for him to get back, and then they let him go. So I didn't understand what happened there, but I wish him the best.
And what are some of the things you like to do when you're not, beating people up or training to beat people up?
Man, just kids. I have kids. I have 3 kids. So, spending time with them, I run my gym. I have a gym with my brother. So we're always teaching there. And, those are normal. And, we saw that amazing first round knockout of Chad LaPrice. Do we have plans to get another quick finish like that when we get back in? That's always. That's always what you're looking for. Court McGee just took it, but not everybody in that division can take that. So that's definitely something we always look forward to. And if it happens, it happens. If we don't, we're ready for decisions too. It doesn't matter. Just winning is the most important thing. Yeah,
Court McGee's a tough guy. He's only been finished once in his career. I don't remember who got him off the top of my head.
Yeah, definitely. I knew that coming in. So,
you looked phenomenal. I don't, like I said, I don't get that. How is that a split decision? I'm still going to complain a little bit about that. Does stuff like that kind of irritate you, or is it just me?
No, it doesn't, man, because you watch every fight, some of them you're like, man, how did that happen? So I knew it, man. You just anytime he goes to the judges, you just don't know, and that's something as a fighter you got to be prepared for, man. It doesn't matter if you dominate or nothing, and so I'm always ready for that. You can never trust them.
And what type of special diets, if any, do you follow to make sure that you're getting your weight off?
Yeah, just eating clean. That's the biggest thing. Eating clean, eat your veggies, and there's no secrets, no eating junk, and, that's the biggest thing, man. Cook your own food. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about a fight. Like, I know that you said that you are not right now like looking for a special fight, but let's say like in maybe 1 year or two, if you have the opportunity to fight against Colby Covington in Brazil, will you take this fight and will you try to beat him up for your country?
Oh, I'll definitely take it if the opportunity is there. That's definitely a fight. He's in the top 5, man, for sure. Yeah. But I wouldn't bring anything that he said before into that. It just, I don't agree with anything he did, but that's not something I would let it affect me in a fight. If it's a fight, it's because he's a ranked guy, and that's a great opportunity. But that's pretty much it. There's no emotions. I don't really buy into all the talks and all that. It doesn't really get to me, man. It doesn't bother me. Like, you can say whatever you do. You can say whatever you want to say. The consequences are gonna come. So. It's nothing that I can do or bring to him, but consequences will follow, man. That's why you got to watch what you say then, and he's got to deal with it.
What's the most important?
We have to get going now. We're gonna start cutting away from my brother, so we can.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you got a quick second, I'd love to give you an opportunity to shout out all your family members, friends, coaches, and sponsors.
Man, for sure. Just want to thank you guys for the opportunity, all the fans, guys, keep checking it out, man. Keep following me, and, we'll get to the top soon enough, man, and just appreciate everyone.
Hey, well, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it. And, give your brother our best wishes for his fight. I'll be watching, man. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, man. I sure will.
All right, we're going to throw it to a quick word from our sponsors, and we will be right back. We will be right back.